Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is 2:30. This is going to be my one and only video of the week. Unfortunately, I've just been really inundated this week and haven't been able to do anything, but nonetheless, I've been focused with my eye on the prize of the market, trading every day and still watching every specific move. I just waited for the end of the Fed meeting, and now Kevin Warsh, our new Fed chair, is doing his or holding his press conference. One, first and foremost, rate hikes or rate did not change, not up or down. What caused this large candle bar that fell was mainly the notes that came out. The GDP was being revised for next year. So that is our gross domestic product was being revised, and our growth is not as expected or at least anticipated moving forward as what they initially forecasted for. With that said, still very early, and I'm not certain that I could extrapolate this data yet. You know, the press conference is going on, and I can see the notes as they're coming on at the moment. And, you know, he's talking about inflation is well ahead of the 2% goal. You know, he's talking about persistent high prices, blah, blah, blah. I mean, the problem is it's not so much that the rate wasn't changed. I don't think anybody really expected either up or down. Its problem is what was said with the actual decision of not changing. Guys, excuse me one second. I'm sorry, I had to pause that for 1 second. Okay. So Kevin Warsh is basically almost already concluding his press conference. He talked about he's sticking off the facts. Overall, just a mixed bag. I don't love the fact that there is a path for rate hikes next year. Again, I did not anticipate that specifically with Kevin Warsh. I expected this to be more of a dovish meeting, and it seems like it's a little bit more on the hawkish side. Not the best, and this probably, to me, for the way I trade and swing, the Fed meetings are probably the most impactful on the way I position myself. So I am going to watch this very closely. I'm going to read all the notes at the end of this. I want to make sure that I cover everything. You know, I just see that Kevin Warsh is appointing a task force in 5 areas of monetary policy. So he's obviously doing whatever he needs to do. New guard, new change. So anyways, that's what affected this. Again, very early to understand the data. My gut tells me we were down at one point almost a whole point on the Nasdaq. We recovered almost a half of it. I think we're going to close probably green or near green, because as I'm making this video, all of his talking points that I'm seeing pop up are all positive. And I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to calm the market. He's going to say positive things. He's going to say inflation's on point. Inflation's not really on point because of the conflict in the Middle East. Oil prices they still are going to wreak havoc in our overall inflationary methods moving forward. So here nor there, let's start with oil. Oil is very slightly up, and I think it just went up literally today. It was down earlier. It just went up a point, probably because of the meeting. As you can see, oil's been breaking down. I'm going to show you what I've been shorting, which is UCO. And I did cover yesterday, and I just covered a little bit more. So I've covered 25% of my overall position between yesterday and today. You know, that's just taking profits. I mean, I was adding here, admittedly adding more shorts, and it just breaking down. And that's just me trying to cash in on some profits. I think it's going down. However, any little words said from Trump or something, I want to have room to continue adding to my short. So with that said, I covered 25%, and I rang the cash register ready. You could see this, and only down a quarter of a basis point now. I mean, yeah, his press conference notes are coming in are all very favorable. Yeah. Okay, Bitcoin. Let's touch on this for a second, since this is the only video of the week. This did look like it had some capitulation. It's hard. I'm not swinging this. Again, I'm a guy who buys Bitcoin every week. I'm not going to stop. I haven't sold that. I sold the swing trades over the last 2 years. I'm not in them anymore. I don't, very seldom do I swing it, only unless if I see a clear entry point. Yeah, I mean, look, is this short-term capitulation? Maybe. I still think Bitcoin's going to 50, 45. And then people ask me, well, if you think that, why are you still dollar cost averaging every week? Because I still think Bitcoin's going over $150,000 in time. So that's to answer the question for all those people that ask me that. I'm not going to be able to time Bitcoin perfect. It's unlike anything else. So gold is down today. So gold broke below all the major moving averages. Again, I think this was a short-term capitulation and kind of returned. This is like a nothing burger to me. Okay. And okay, let's do the Nasdaq real quick, because we got to touch on the most important thing of all. We had an all-time high yesterday and then a major reversal towards the back end of the day. Huge day on Monday because of the news on over the weekend. Trump and Iran signed a contingent memorandum or contingent agreement that that the war was going to be a 60-day cease. I don't know. I can't even keep track. I mean, of the stuff at this point with what's going on with the war. So with that said, gave back some of it yesterday, really looks super constructive, down today, but not much. And that's really off the meeting. The stock market was up earlier, really sitting there at the 5-day moving average. This looks super constructive. I still think, for the most part, I think this continues its uptrend. The only thing that can stop that uptrend, in my opinion, is Kevin Warsh. And it does not look like it. I continue to see very positive notes coming out. So, all right, so there's that. All right, so I think we covered all that. Let's get into the most important part, which we care about the most, is making money in actually individual stocks. All right, I'm going to start with a couple names. I'm going to start with SpaceX only because everybody asks me about it. I do not own this. I do not short this. I do not went long. There's no chart here to give you. It's down today. Whoop-de-doo. It opened at like 130, and here it is. So I'm going to give you a statistical. I'm almost certain this is a fact. I think it's 95% of all IPO stocks eventually come back to their IPO opening day dollar range. Just so you know, if I'm a gambling man, I think this is coming back down to its opening range. It might take some time. Also, there's going to be a lockout period that ends and investors can sell. That's going to affect the share price eventually. Either way, I'm not interested in shorting this. I'm not interested in buying this right now, maybe in due time. Not for me right now, just pointing it out just because everybody asks me about it. Robinhood, I mentioned this last week on Friday. I took a little small trade on Friday. Was it Friday? Might have been Monday. Yeah, it might have been Monday. I took a small half position. I mean, God, I wish I took a bigger position. Up today, 13%. So here's what I have to say about this, because this was one that we traded last year. It was probably my second or third best stock of last year that I traded. It looks like it's making a stage 1, looking for a breakout of stage 2. The only thing I'm going to say is there's a lot of overhead supply, but today's move, and if I zoom in on this, really breaking through the 200, which I'm interested to see how volume closes here. This looks super constructive. I think it's going to have some problems in this range here in that like 120. It looks like the majority of the shelf is in the 120 area, but yeah, this is a good one. I think I would add, this is not financial advice, but rather for educational purpose. I would say that this looks like one. I mean, I mentioned it on Friday that I was going to buy it. I think I bought it Monday. I don't think I bought it Friday. I wasn't that smart. So this looks, on the next pullback, I actually might add shares. No, in the next pullback, I'm going to add shares. Okay, moving right along. Here's one I need to point out, Western Digital. Man, where in the hell is this? WDC, I think I have it. I'm sorry. Okay, Western Digital, I have basically cut almost my whole position earlier. So I was going to do it yesterday. I didn't get around to doing it. This is starting to look gappy now. And when I say gappy, you see these large gaps in between. These are usually how stocks flame out, and they have blow off tops. I could be wrong, but this move has been one not to be ignored. And the fact that it has gapped this way, this looks like it's getting ready to flame out. I know some will say I'm wrong, and I don't normally call tops. I don't normally call them blow off tops. I have 25% of my original position. I captured over 40% profit just now. I can live with that. I'll leave some runners in the event that I'm completely wrong. I'm not advocating for you to buy this. What I'm saying is that if you bought this when I bought this, which was on the video about 2 weeks ago, I think now is the time that I'm confident that now is the time you take some profits if you own this. So I don't, I tell you to let your winners win, but when I see massive gaps like this, this looks like it's going to have a blow off top. So anyways, here nor there, that's my advice. Intel, my favorite chart. I mentioned this last week. I mentioned it last week. I doubled my position. This is my largest holding, I think, or second largest holding in my trading count. I love the way this looks. I don't know what more I can say about this except I love the way this looks. This chart technically looks great. Your breakout, if you're looking for confirmation, is right there, 132. 130 above 132 is your trigger point for full systems go. I'm loaded, ready to go now. I'm up on this, and yeah, I think this is going to rock and roll up almost 7% today. Yeah, this base building double bottom. This is a double bottom. Pointing it out in the short term. You have to. This is constructively, technically, a dream come true. It's like a pitcher that's going to get his down the middle right at the plate, laying a meatball. This is a dream. So just telling you what I'm doing. I'm not saying you have to do that, and for those of you that I text, a couple of you do know I laid out some call options that you can look at, but that's only for the individuals I text. So you got to text me if you want to get that information, or don't text me. Actually, a lot of you people are very annoying. All right, keeping it moving along. Pinguino, I'm still in this. Yeah, this still looks good. I mean, it's forming a little pennant action. I mean, this had a huge run up, consolidating. I mean, respecting the 21, bouncing off the 21. I mean, I'm still holding this. I haven't added. I haven't sold. I think the only day I added was this, or was it this one here? I added. I just couldn't pass it up. So still in Penguin, still up over 30+%. I think this looks great, actually. I think if you're looking for a action item, I think this looks fantastic. Squatting right at the 21 support level. I mean, this looks good. Lumentum, I'm not liking this as much as I was before. This is kind of, I don't know. So let me go to this. So this was looking really good, and it's just getting like wide and loose averages, and the converging was really a bounce point. It keeps coming back to this area. I need this to bounce. My line in the sand is the bottom of this wick, but I'm going to tell you, if I lose the bottom of like that wick, I'm out of here. I'm going to have to get out and let this settle. I have profits in this, and I don't want to lose the profits that I do have. Okay. Dell, so let me touch on something with the stock market. I told you guys I sold Dell last week, or I sold like 75% of it, and I only had 25%. And one of the greatest strengths that we have as just individual retailer traders is we could go in and out of stocks every day, every fucking 20 minutes, excuse my language. Every 30, 40 minutes, we can go in and out of stocks. This is something that didn't exist 20 years ago, and institutions really can't do this. Well, they clearly can. So you have the ability to change and shift your thesis, right? And I did just that on Monday. I really like the movement and the way it bounced. So Monday, I bought back like 30 or 40% more shares. So anyways, here we are, up 6.5%. This looks good. Moving right along. SanDisk, I think, might be my largest position now at the moment. So a little bit different than Western Digital that looks like it's about to flame out. You saw all those gaps, right? You're not seeing that here. This is a lot tighter trading. And I admittedly yesterday added quite a bit of shares, and I was already up from like when I told you guys I got into the swing trade the week before last. I got back into SanDisk. I've been in and out of this so many times. I've day traded this. I actually day traded this today during the Kevin Warsh meeting. It had a quick drop, and I actually grabbed options, traded it for like 3 minutes. So anyways, I day traded this. This has probably been the most traded stock for me this whole year. Anyways, I'm pretty heavy on this name. I still think it's relatively cheap compared to its peers, and I think it's going higher. 2,500 incoming. I think I've been pretty accurate on my predictions on that. Okay, Micron. Whew, man, I mean, this is one that I honestly I just keep surprising me. I have a very small position in it. I mentioned it when I sold a bunch of it. Looks great still. I mean, if you want to break out, your breakout point is here, but I still think you can buy this. And I'm going to just say it, like, if you don't own SanDisk or Micron in this market, in this environment, you're just missing out. I don't really know how else to say. I'm still in IM&M. I got asked about this morning. Yeah, I'm down like 7 or 8%. It doesn't look great. This was a conviction play for the year, kind of like open, and both have been shit for 2026. It shows that I'm probably I sometimes think I'm a better investor because I look at my IRA and I'm like, wow. But then I do these conviction trades of the year, and my swing trades and momentum trades this year specifically have far beyond exceeded my conviction trades. So my momentum and swing trades, and it kind of gets balanced itself out, but I'm still in this. Here's one that I've been trading up a storm. I gave this to you guys 2 weeks ago, and I told you this was activated, and this I could not have, I'm not trying to sound ridiculous. This looks so good. I mean, this is going to $100. I really believe that. This gentleman, where is he? Oh, it doesn't have it here. But I did see also, by the way, BlackRock increased their position. Just so you know, BlackRock increased their position. So, yeah. Anyways, this has been a total winner. Some of you are still in this. Awesome. Maybe take a little bit of profits here. I mean, I'm not advocating for you to sell half. Take some profits. This has been a total winner. Congrats. I laid this one out, and this is just, we caught options here. We got out of it. We got back into it around here. Sold a little bit on the way up, sold some more. Admittedly, I've sold probably more than I should have. That's just kind of the nature of who I am and the way I trade. But anyways, AMD, which kind of follows the same path as Intel, they're, the chips. This looks good. I mean, again, I was down to a bare bones position. I was going up. I admittedly had to buy some yesterday. This looks super good. I mean, that pullback yesterday, I think really we're going to look back at that and think that was a hell of an opportunity yesterday. So I had to add back. added back a little bit of position. Yeah. And I mean, not to mention they upgraded the target to $600 this morning. I day trade. Here's one that I've been day trading, and I'll just point it out. I'm still in AXTA. I didn't point that out. It really hasn't done much. Been a slow mover. I'm still in this. I'm up like 8 or 9%. This is actionable, by the way, if you're interested in that. And Credo. I've been day trading this quite a bit. This has really formed a nice cadence. So for you day traders, take a look at this. This has a really nice cadence to it. Having a lot of success. All right, finally, let me also touch on Rocket Lab. I told everybody when I sold it, and I sold it mainly because I didn't want to let profits go. This is trying to carve out a low. I mean, I want it above here, and then I'm going to rebuy it. But if it doesn't get above there, I'm not buying it. I need confirmation. I think SpaceX is siphoning out money out of ASTS, Rocket Lab, Planet Labs. I mean, these stocks have just been, since even before SpaceX IPO, they've been getting killed since the Blue Origin blow up. But look at AX. I mean, this is brutal. This was at 134 2 weeks ago, and it's at $88. I mean, it's lost a huge amount of money in just 2 weeks. So, exercise caution with these stocks. I like Rocket Lab as my favorite out of the group, but again, exercise caution. So anyways, I'm going to finish it up there. This is the only video of the week. Let's see. We are green. I just went back while we were just talking at the beginning. We are now green. All of these comments that have come out of Kevin Warsh, I mean, just the overall notes that I've seen look so good. I mean, he basically just... He just basically just talked everything up. So anyways, I always say the first move is the wrong move. The minute that this said drop down, if you caught any of this, you did a tremendous job. I wish I could have caught more of it. I only got a little piece of it on that SanDisk trade, but I was prepared to trade today because I thought we would get some volatility either way. I would say, keep your eye on the agreement. I believe Trump said that they are escalating the signing with Iran to either today or tomorrow. Originally, we were supposed to have that signing of the agreement in place on Friday, though nobody knows the terms of this deal. I'd like to know the terms of this deal. Nobody knows. And I would say manage it. And for those of you that are in some of those stocks that we've made a lot of money on, like TGTX and our oil short, take some profits. They're working. No reason you can't take some profits on those and live to fight another day. And I think that's it. Pretty much gave you everything I'm holding. And I'll close it off with saying, if you're in Western Digital, please sell at least half of that today. I mean, I'm not financial advice, but I really think this is going to flame out. I think this is starting to really look like a blow off top. So I just don't want anybody to get caught in that and chase FOMO on that. And then Micron, SanDisk, pick one for dear God. All right, everybody, have a great week. I think the market is closed on Friday and banks are closed. It's Juneteenth, so no trading Friday. Tomorrow is quad witching. If you don't know what quad witching is, You should look it up. Historically, quad witching days are terrible in the market. So think about that. If you're watching this video at 3:30, you might want to consider that for any new trades you activated. All right, guys, have a good one.